couple weeks ago, actually last week, we were hearing "Fire Canada, Fire Canada, Fire Canada." Um, but when we look at it, the Steelers are looking at sitting at 2-0. I mean 2-1 after that loss against the 49ers. Pickett had a fair game, 16 for 28, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked once. 108 quarterback rating, so he had a decent game. It didn't. If you're watching the game, it didn't feel like he was doing well, but he had a decent game enough for them to win. What I liked is when you have a quarterback who he three rushes for 11. He didn't rely heavily on the rush, but you run the ball. You're protecting your quarterback. When you can run the ball, you protect your quarterback. That's the best way to protect your quarterback is run the ball. So you have Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, a two-headed monster running the ball against that defensive line. Max Crosby has an engine, But you talk about these defensive linemen that can pass rush well, but if you run at them, you do well, and they ran the ball well. They were fair in the passing game. Calvin Austin had the big play. George Pickens, had some big catches. Allen Robinson. They have a nucleus of receivers that can make plays, and I think they're good on the offensive front. The defense I thought was impressive, and Devontae Adams once again was masterful. Josh McDaniel's system is predicating on top guys. Josh Jacobs is the only person that ran the ball. You have to give him a break. You have to, you're gonna waste him early. But Josh Jacobs, there was no secondary back, at all. He was the main guy. So Devontae Adams 13, he had 20 targets. I know Devontae Adams is licking his chops like hey look, we can do what we want, but I get 20 targets a game. That's the receiver's dream. 20 targets a game is amazing. 20 targets, 13 receptions, 172, 2 tubs. I mean that's great. Hunter Renfrow was pretty much non-existent during the game. But you gotta figure out ways to run the ball to help Gropp because Gropp didn't look good out there at all. 3 interceptions, 4 sacks, 44 attempts, and this Steelers defense always plays tough. We know Steelers have an MO for having a tough defense. You got Minka, and Patrick Peterson, 2 smart guys on the back end. I think that Patrick Peterson's revived in his career. Levi Wallace stepped up and played well as well too. So you have guys who are on the defensive end that play solid. They play solid ball for the Steelers, and we were saying, the Steelers, about this season after that loss to the 49ers, but they beat the Browns, they beat the Raiders, they got the Texans and Ravens next, right? So you want to make sure you beat the Texans, right? Going there, defensive minds going against each other, and the Ravens, you want to be able to show up against the Ravens. That's going to be a big thing, a big win for them. You're at home. You get the Rams and the Jags, so it doesn't necessarily get easier. You got tough games right after that. So it's, going into the midseason stretch, getting that rhythm going, getting some wins, building the confidence up for the guys. For Las Vegas, you got the Chargers, a winnable game, Packers, Patriots. So you got games that are winnable that you expect, and you say, hey, look, you should win. But something's got to give. Something's got to give for the Las Vegas and Garoppolo. Is it the system that made Garoppolo good? Or because he played in two good systems. He played in the Patriot system and he played in the 49ers system. Now he's playing in this system. And I say system because when an offensive coordinator goes to a head coach has a system that they want them to run. They say, look, I like this style of offense. So they bring guys in that have a style of offense they like. So Garoppolo played in successful systems. He played in successful systems. And we're seeing now with, like I said, Josh McDaniels, his own system of different from Belichick's. We're seeing how it operates. And not saying he's playing bad, but he has to play better. He has to play better if Vegas really wants to put a stamp on this team, and as far as being a staple in the community. Being a staple in the division and their conference.